Hello students, a very good morning to all the students. So students, yesterday we completed till the uses of manures and fertilizers. So today we are going to start with a new topic, that is irrigation. So while growing different crops, the main important factor is irrigation. That means water is very important in the process of growing crops. So number one is furrow irrigation. So in furrow irrigation, the fields are made into a number of ridges and furrows. So this is a furrow irrigation. You can see number of ridges and furrows have been constructed here. So crop are raised in the ridges. So this ridge where crops are grown, this all are known as ridges. And irrigation is carried out in the furrows. So this one is a furrow where irrigation have been carried out. So number B, flood irrigation. In flood irrigation, water from a canal is allowed to flow into the field. So you can see this is a flood irrigation, and in this type of irrigation, water from a canal is allowed to flow in the field. This water slowly spread over the field depending upon the slope of the land. So students, depending on the slope of the land, the water then slowly spread over the field. This method is used only in place where a lot of water is available. So students, this method can only be used in the place where water is available. So the place where water is very scarce and there is a scarcity of water, there we cannot use the process of flood irrigation. So number C, sprinkle irrigation. In sprinkle irrigation, water is sprayed on standing crops in the form of an artificial rain. So you can see this is a sprinkle irrigation. So water is sprayed on standing crops in the form of artificial rain. This method is used where flood irrigation or furrow irrigation is not possible. So sprinkle irrigation is used only in the place where flood irrigation or furrow irrigation is not possible. So it is one of the modern method of irrigation. So students, sprinkle irrigation is the modern method of irrigation. So students, after irrigation, the next process is weeding. So many unwanted plants grow along with the main crops. So we have seen even in our gardens that many unwanted plants also grow along with the main plant or the main crop. So these unwanted plants are known as weeds. So students, the unwanted plants that grow along with the main crop is known as weeds. They compete with the main crop for water, nutrient and sunlight. So students, they also take the water from the soil and the nutrient, also the sunlight, and they also compete with the main crop. So in doing so, they retard the growth of the main crop. So students, if there is a weed present along with the main crop, then that will definitely hamper the growth of the main crop. So weed must be removed. So students, we should remove weeds. The process of removing weeds is called weeding. So students, and the process of removing of unwanted weeds is known as weeding. So weed can be removed by hand or by using tools like the trowels, khurpi and harrows. So students, we also can remove the unwanted plants with the help of our hand or also with the help of khurpi or harrows. Nowadays, farmers use chemicals called the weedicide to destroy weeds. So students, nowadays a different farmer use chemicals which is known as weedicide in order to destroy the weeds. Next is the crop protection. So students, after removing the weeds, next process is known as crop protection. So number A, plants can be protected from pests by spraying pesticides and insecticides to kill the pest and the insect. So students, how can we protect our plants from pest? So we can protect the plant from pest by spraying different pesticides and insecticides which are used to kill the pest and insect. Number 2, putting up scarecrows to scare away the birds. So students, birds also help in destroying our crops. So if we put these scarecrows, So the birds will get scared and they will not come to destroy the crops. So number B, plant can be protected from disease by soaking seed in fungicides and antibiotic before they are sown. So students, before sowing the seeds, they should be soaked in fungicides and antibiotic so that they do not get any kind of diseases. So number 2, spraying fungicides and antibiotic on the standing crop. So while soaking also we can put certain fungicides and antibiotic in the seeds, and after the seeds are grown we can also spray certain fungicide and antibiotic on the standing crops. So by doing we can protect the crops or the plant from the diseases. So next is the harvesting. So students, when the crop matures, it has to be cut close to the ground. So students, this is a crop, so when it matures off, then we need to cut it near the ground up to this level. So the process of cutting mature crop plant is known as harvesting. So what is harvesting? It is just the process of cutting the mature crop plants. So it is done either by the sickles or the machines called the harvesters. So students, it is done with the help of sickles or with the help of machine which is known as harvester. So you can see this is the harvester. So next, number 8 is threshing. So students, the process of separating grains from the harvested crop is known as threshing. So what is threshing? It is the process of separating grain from the harvested crops. Threshing is done by spreading the harvested crop on the ground and walking over it. So students, the process of threshing is done by spreading the crop on the ground and people are asked to walk over it, and walking over it will help in harvesting or threshing the crops. So animals such as bullocks and camels are used for this purpose. So students, together with people, the person who are involved in the threshing process, animals are also used like the bullocks and the camels, and in large farms a machine called the threshers is used for threshing. So students, in the large farm animal cannot thresh it properly, so different machines are used, and those machines help in threshing the crops properly. So the name of the machine is known as thresher. So this is a thresher. So after threshing, next one is winnowing. After threshing, the chaff is removed from the grain by wind. So students, the chaffs that are present in the grains are removed with the help of winds. So this is known as winnowing. So in this process, the threshed grain are made to fall from a certain height. So you can see this person is threshing the grain from a certain height. The seeds being heavier fall directly on the ground, while the light chaffs fall separately and the wind blows it away. So I hope you understood what is chaff. So students, the seeds that are heavier will directly fall on the ground, and the chaffs are very light, so they fall separately and then the wind blows them away. So now we are moving on to the last one, that is storage of grains. So students, after the whole process of producing grain, the last process is known as storage of grains. So the harvested grains are dried in the sun. So students, the grains that are harvested are dried in the sun. The clean grains are then put in the gunny bags and transported to godowns known as granaries or silos. So students, the clean grains are then put in the different gunny bags and then they are transported to godowns, and they are known as granaries or silos. It is a dry, cool place protected from rats, insects and birds. So students, godown consists of granaries and silos, and it is a very dry and cool place which are protected from rats, insects and different birds. So I hope it is clear to you till here. So you see, do you know Festivals such as Baisakhi in Punjab, Bihu in Assam, Onam in Kerala and Pongal in Tamil Nadu are associated with the harvesting season. So students, all these kind of festivals like the Baisakhi, Bihu, Onam and Pongal are celebrated in the harvesting season. Okay. So with this we complete today's part. So I hope it is clear to you. If you find any doubt, you can ask me, and we will proceed forward in the next class. Thank you and have a good day.